Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Everyday English with Johnny. If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. This series is all about building your English habits, step by step, day by day. Let's take a quick look back. In Chapter 1, we started our daily English journey. In Chapter 2, we learned that small steps create big change. In Chapter 3, we spoke out loud, even when we were alone. In Chapter 4, we learned to listen like a baby. In Chapter 5, we discovered the power of one sentence a day. In Chapter 6, we started our mornings with English. In Chapter 7, we turned daily life into daily practice. And now, in Chapter 8, I want to talk about something that scares many English learners, but actually helps you grow faster than anything else. That is, making mistakes. Yes, my friend, today we'll learn why mistakes aren't your enemy. They're your best teacher. Part 1. Why we fear mistakes. Let's be honest, we all hate making mistakes. When you speak English and someone laughs or corrects you, it can feel embarrassing. Maybe you said, he go to work, instead of he goes to work. Or maybe you forgot a word and froze. You felt that little voice inside saying, see, you're not good enough. I've been there too. When I first started speaking English, I made so many mistakes that I wanted to stop. Once I said, I'm exciting, instead of I'm excited, and everyone laughed. I went home that night feeling terrible. But later, I realized something important. I never made that same mistake again, because that mistake became my teacher. So from that day, I changed my thinking. I told myself, every mistake I make is proof that I'm learning. And suddenly, learning English became easier, even fun. Part 2. The truth about mistakes. Here's the truth. You can't learn without mistakes. Think about how a child learns to walk. They fall again and again, maybe hundreds of times. But do they quit? No. They get up, try again, and finally, they walk. When you learn English, it's the same. Each time you say something wrong, you're one step closer to saying it right. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They're signs of progress. So instead of saying, I made a mistake, say, I made progress today. Because you did. Part 3. My turning point. Let me tell you a story. One day, I was practicing English with a native speaker online. I was nervous. My hands were shaking. I wanted to speak perfectly, but of course I didn't. I mixed tenses, forgot words, and even said something totally wrong. I felt embarrassed and wanted to quit the call. But the other person smiled and said, Hey, Johnny, I understand you. You're doing great. That moment changed me. I realized, even with mistakes, I could communicate. I didn't need to be perfect. I just needed to be brave. So from that day on, I stopped waiting for perfection. I started speaking more, and guess what? My English improved faster than ever before. Part 4. Why mistakes build confidence. It sounds strange, right? How can mistakes make you more confident? Here's how. When you make a mistake and survive, when you see that the world doesn't end, you become braver. You realize, I can speak, make a mistake, fix it, and keep going. That's real confidence, not speaking perfectly, but speaking despite imperfection. Every time you speak with courage, you build your English muscle stronger. And soon, fear becomes smaller. Because confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act even when you're afraid. Part 5. How to learn from mistakes. Okay, Johnny style practical tip time. Here's how to make mistakes useful. Number 1. Notice, don't judge. When you make a mistake, don't say, I'm stupid. Just say, okay, that was interesting. Number 2. Correct it once. Look it up or ask someone. For example, I said, he go. Oh, it should be, he goes. Got it. Number 3. Use it again correctly. Say it out loud a few times. He goes to work. He goes every morning. And number 4. Move on. Don't replay your mistakes in your head. Learn, laugh, and keep going. That's how you grow. Part 6. The Mistake Collection Game. Here's a fun way to change your mindset. Start a mistake collection notebook. Yes, just like people collect stamps or photos, you'll collect your mistakes. Every time you notice one, write it down. Example: I said, she don't like it. Correct, she doesn't like it. When you look back after a month, you'll see how much you've improved. It's not a record of failure. It's a record of growth. Each mistake is like a seed that helped you grow a little more confident. Part 7. The Baby Lesson. Remember in Chapter 4 when we talked about how babies learn by listening? Well, babies also make mistakes when they speak. They say goed instead of went, voets instead of feet. But their parents don't say, you're wrong, stop talking. They smile, repeat the correct word, and encourage them. That's how humans naturally learn, through trial and error. So why do we adults think we must be perfect? It's okay to be like a baby again. Curious, fearless, and unashamed. Speak, fall, get up, and speak again. That's the real path to fluency. Part 8. Real life example. Min's story. One of my listeners, Min, once wrote to me, Johnny, I never speak in English class because I'm afraid my classmates will laugh at me. I told them, Min, your classmates don't remember your mistakes. They remember your courage. So he decided to speak once per class, even if it was wrong. At first, he stuttered and forgot words, but his teacher smiled and helped him finish his sentences. After 1 month, Min sent me another message. Johnny, now my classmates ask me for help with pronunciation. He went from silent to confident because he allowed himself to make mistakes. That's the power of courage. Part 9. Practice challenge. 1 brave mistake a day. Here's a challenge for you. Starting today, make 1 brave mistake every day. It can be speaking to someone in English even if your grammar isn't perfect, or writing a message online even if you're unsure of the spelling, or saying a sentence out loud even if it sounds strange. Every mistake you make is a small victory because you tried. And the more you try, the more fluent you become. Part 10. The Mindset Shift. Let's change how you think about mistakes forever. Instead of, I failed, say, I learned. Instead of, I made a mistake, say, I made progress. Instead of, I'm embarrassed, say, I'm brave. Language learning isn't about perfection. It's about communication. If people understand you, you're already successful. So speak proudly, even if it's not perfect yet. Part 11. Imagine your future self. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine yourself 1 year from now.
You're speaking English confidently with people from around the world. You make mistakes, but you don't stop. You laugh, you learn, and you keep going. People look at you and say, "Wow, your English sounds natural." And you'll smile and say, "Thanks. I just practiced and made a lot of mistakes along the way." That's the future waiting for you. The confident English speaker who's not afraid to fall because they know how to rise again.
Part 12. Key lessons to remember. Let's recap today's truths. 1. Mistakes are your teachers, not your enemies. 2. Every error means you're improving. 3. Confidence comes from surviving mistakes, not avoiding them. 4. Keep a mistake collection to track your growth. 5. Be brave. One mistake a day keeps fear away. So, remember this. If you never make mistakes, you never make progress. My friend, thank you for listening to Everyday English with Johnny. Here's your challenge for today. Speak one sentence in English to yourself, to a friend, to anyone. And don't worry if it's not perfect. Make your one brave mistake today. And when it happens, smile and say, "Thank you, mistake. You helped me grow." If you enjoyed this episode, please follow this podcast and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more motivational English lessons. And if you know someone who's afraid to speak, share this episode with them. Help them see that mistakes are just stepping stones to success. In the next episode, Chapter 9, Practice with your phone, not against it. We'll talk about how your smartphone can become your best English teacher, not your biggest distraction. So stay tuned, keep smiling, and remember, speak bravely, fail proudly, and grow daily. This is Johnny, and you're listening to Everyday English with Johnny. Keep learning, keep shining, and I'll see you in the next episode.